everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my makeup basket. I used to have a series on my channel called my weekly makeup basket. I don't want to say I wear makeup every single day, but for the most part I do put on makeup. So I purchased a new acrylic container. It is like a large acrylic organizer and it has one large drawer down at the bottom. So that's where I'm putting like my large makeup items that this is pretty much acting like my weekly makeup basket. And then I have like a smaller drawer here, which is where I put all the lip products that I currently use. Maybe one day I'll film like what my makeup collection looks like, and I'll maybe insert like a picture of what my like current vanity setup looks like. But I don't like to pull items out and like use like beforehand and say like I'm gonna use this palette for the entire week. I like to kind of go through my collection as I'm putting on makeup, you know what I mean? Like maybe I'm feeling like doing a look with this particular makeup product that day, or maybe I want to, you know, try out this palette this week or something like that, or for a couple of days. So for that reason I don't like pre-pull out items. So these are all the items that I got inspired to use, I'd say over the past like 3 weeks or so. Some of these I used once, some of these I use, you know, for an entire week. So I'm gonna go through and talk about each item individually and kind of give you like mini reviews on some of these items, whether I really enjoyed using them, whether I'm probably you know, gonna declutter them from my collection, so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoy this series. And let me go ahead and start off with eyeshadow palettes. So these are like the larger items here in my makeup basket or makeup drawer. So I have a few eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna start off really quickly, talk about this. This is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. I previously had this like in a pan, like Pan That palette. I have hit pan on this shade here, Foxy, and this shade here, Faint. This is what I use to kind of set my eyeshadow primer. I go in between Foxy and this one here, and then Faint is what I love to use to kind of deepen up that V. I love this little palette. This unfortunately has been discontinued, but I will plan on keeping this in my collection. I just love this as kind of my go-to palette if I need to if I don't have any of these shades in like the palette that I'm using. And I did find myself having to use this palette multiple times over the past couple of weeks. This one here from Too Faced, this is the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I think I'm actually going to end up decluttering this palette from my collection. There's a lot of shades in here that I originally did like when this palette came out. It was a pretty new concept. These like really warm peanut buttery like colors, like this right here, Peanut Butter and Nuts About You. These were very unique colors when this palette came out. But I have since picked up the the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and that has a lot of these like really warm and chocolatey colors, and this palette just doesn't do it for me. This shade right here, Rich and Creamy, it's not very intense. It kind of wears away like very, very easily. It takes a lot to build up. Even if you wet it, it doesn't perform very well. These two shades right here kind of blend away into nothing. These are the deepest colors in this palette. This shade Jelly just doesn't perform very well. So I was giving it a chance because this was one of the few palettes that I had in my collection at the time that was like this color scheme, but I just don't like this palette anymore. So I am going to declutter this one. And even if you see it on sale, I don't recommend getting this one. I would get like the Urban Decay if you want a small palette, like the Urban Decay the Naked Heat, the mini one, the petite palette, or just go ahead and invest in the larger palette, because these are like almost $40 for these palettes, and like the Naked palettes are around like the $50 mark. So I would personally invest in a larger palette. So an Urban Decay palette that I actually don't enjoy, this is the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette, and I had picked this up during the 21 Days of Beauty the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty at 50% off, and I just don't like this palette. A lot of these, like especially this one here, Angel Fire, a lot of these like shimmery shadows don't really perform well. I will say the only shades that pretty much do perform very well are these matte shadows, but I have a lot of these matte shadows already in my collection. This like peachy corally color here is a really nice shade. It is a matte shade, but I already have something like this in one of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this one. I got it at 50% off. It's not like a completely terrible palette, but it's just not good enough to keep in my collection when I have so many palettes that just perform beautifully in my collection. So I'm gonna pass this along to somebody. The next one I want to talk about, this is the Shade and Light palette. I know Kat Von D Beauty has recently rebranded. It's still like KVD. I think it's called like KVD Vegan Beauty. And I was originally not supporting the brand when it was owned by Kat Von D. But now that it has transitioned like under new ownership, I feel okay with using some of the products or promoting some of the products in these videos. And one of those products is the Shade and Light eye palette. This is the all matte one. I also have like the glimmer one, and this is just a really good all matte palette. It is a very basic palette, but what I really like about it is that it has like neutral, cool tones and warm tones. And for the same reason that I would reach for the Urban Decay Naked Basics, obviously this one is a lot more, has a bigger range. I would use this palette whenever I'm doing a look with like a glitter or a pigment, because I have like my blending shades, my shades to deepen up, my shades to clean up, all of the necessary shades that I want to create either a neutral, cool tone or warm tone look. And then I can pull in like a glitter like these right here. So I have two singles or glitters or pressed pigments, whatever you want to call them, that I pulled in this week. The first one is from Tarte. This is the Park Avenue Princess. This is one of their chrome paints, and I love this. Like I said, this is the one in the Park Avenue Princess shade, very similar to like the Maybelline, I can't remember the name of them, but like the Maybelline pressed pigments. It is so creamy. You just need a little bit of this, and this is pretty much something that you would just kind of put on like the top of your eyelids, and I just love pulling this in every so often. And my favorite palette to pull in when I use something like this is this Shade and Light palette, because like I said, it's the perfect kind of companion palette to use with a glitter topper, any one of my Colourpop eyeshadows, for instance, or any one of these like creamed or potted eyeshadows. Another eyeshadow that I pulled in is this from Chanel. This is the Illusion d'Ombre. It's like a cream eyeshadow. This is in the shade 97 New Moon. I bought this for my birthday a few years ago, and I just really love this eyeshadow. It's like this beautiful purpley, like a deepened purpley color. It's a little hard to get into it with my fingernails, but it's just a really gorgeous eyeshadow. I normally put like a deeper base on and then use this to kind of pat on top of it, and I really love this eyeshadow. And it does have like a little bit of like a color shifting property to it. I don't know if you can see that, but I absolutely love this eyeshadow. And again, I pulled in this palette here. I'm glad that I kept it in my collection, and I can proudly start wearing that eyeshadow palette again. And so the last eyeshadow palette that I pulled out, I actually did a look with the Kat Von D Shade and Light and this Chanel one, and I also did another look using the Lorac Pro. This is the fourth one, because it has a lot of these like purpley tones that I think went really well with this Chanel eyeshadow. It has a lot of like cooler tones and purpley tones. I just love the Pro eyeshadow palettes. I think they're a really good investment. Some people say they are a little bit boring, but I think they're a really consistent and a really consistent formulation, a very good formulation. Every single time I do makeup on people, for instance, when I did my sister's wedding, when I did my best friend's wedding, I did not only the bridal makeup, but I also did the bridesmaids makeup. I always bring my pro eyeshadow palettes. So I bring all 4 of them. I know there's a large range in here from like lighter skin tones to deeper skin tones. I just absolutely love these eyeshadow palettes. So I wouldn't necessarily call them boring. I would definitely say that they're reliable makeup or eyeshadow palettes. Okay, I have 1 palette and then like a couple duos, and then we'll move on to the rest of my single products that I had. So this here is the Anastasia Glow Kit. This is the Sugar Kit. I absolutely love this one. I haven't invested in any of the other Anastasia Glow Kits except for this one because I thought this was the one that would really work with my skin tone. So as you can see, I would say I have like a maybe light medium skin tone. I'm more towards the medium in the summertime, and then I definitely get a lot paler in the winter time. And I think all 4 of these work really well if you have like a light to medium complexion. I also really like using these highlighters, not only to highlight my face, but to also wear as eyeshadows. I've worn them in my inner corner. I just really, really love this. I love the formula of it, and they're just massive. So even though I've used all 4 of these multiple times, sorry, my skin's a bit dry, so it's not really showing up very well on my skin here, but it just performs really well. So this is one of the Anastasia Glow Kits that I would definitely recommend picking up if it ever goes on sale. But even if you pay full price for it, I think $40 for 4 full-size products is a very reasonable price. But definitely pick it up when it's on sale. I know I've seen this like 50% off on Black Friday. I have definitely seen this. You can pick this up with the 20% off coupon that Ulta has that gets sent out every so often. So I would definitely recommend that one. And I hadn't used it in a while, so I definitely pulled it out to use because I just really love that glow kit. Another product that I'm sure you've heard people talk about, this is the Pixi Delicate Dew Highlighter Duo. I love this. It has a pinky highlight and a gold highlight, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It gives you like a wet highlighter look. It's just so beautiful. There's those 2 highlighters right there. I have 2 more highlighters I wanted to talk about. This is the Bare Minerals highlighter. I have this in 2 shades, but the one I have pulled in to recently use is this shade Free. These highlighters are so underrated. I haven't heard that many people talk about them. They're just so good. They're extremely creamy. They have a really nice wear time. I have very oily skin, so highlighters tend to disappear on me. And these highlighters from Bare Minerals are just, they're absolutely gorgeous. I picked these up during the 21 Days of Beauty, so I got these 50% off. They are a little bit on the expensive side, but I would definitely say that they're worth it. They're not glittery. They're very creamy. They're not going to dry out your skin. So if you have dry skin, I think it would work really well. I don't think it would highlight texture or anything like that. And if you have oily skin, it wears really nicely on the skin. So then this one I have here is from Tarte. This is the Blush and Glow. It's like a highlighter and blush duo. I love these duos. I think they're extremely pigmented. Tarte products are just really known for their long wearing cheek products, and this is no exception. So this wears for a really, really long time. The highlighter color is absolutely gorgeous, very similar to that Pixi color there. And then of course the cheek color is absolutely gorgeous. Just a really nice kind of mauve pink with a pinky highlighter. And again, this one is called Pink Champagne. All right, let's get into some bronzers. So I pulled in 2 bronzers. I know you can no longer get this one. It's Too Faced Pink Leopard Blushing Bronzer, but I have seen so many people declutter this from their collection, and I just keep saying why. This is one of my favorite like all-in-one type products. It's like a really nice kind of bronzy, blushy color. I don't know if you'll be able to see that right there. It's not quite a blush. It's not quite a bronzer. So I kind of just take a really fluffy brush and apply it kind of in like the bronzery area of my face. Maybe pull it a little bit towards like I don't want to say the apples of my cheeks, not quite the apple of my cheek, but it's just kind of like a really nice one and done type product. So I use this as both a blush and a bronzer when I just really need like a very quick and easy look. Very lightly dust this. I don't even apply a highlighter because this has a little bit of like a sheen to it. So it kind of works as a highlighter, blush, bronzer all in one. I absolutely love this, but I do not use this on my forehead or in my temples like I would with a traditional bronzer. I only really do this in kind of my cheek area as just like a really nice blushy bronzery with a little bit of a sheen. So I will go in with something like the Butter Bronzer or any of the current bronzers that I have in my collection. So then the other bronzer I pulled out is by Becca. This is one of their Sunlit bronzers, and this is in the color Bronze Bondi. I don't know. This is another highlighter that has a red undertone to it. It's definitely a bronzer that I would use more in the summertime because it does have that red undertone to it. It gives you a really nice like sun-kissed look. And I was afraid to go in with this bronzer at first because it looked very deep in the pan, but it diffuses out really nicely. You don't want to pack on this bronzer because I feel like it can get muddy very quickly, but it's definitely more of a sheer bronzer. I wanted to pull this in because I hadn't used this shade yet, and I actually ended up really liking this shade. I had used Capri Coast, and I thought I was going to declutter this one, but I'm so glad that I gave it a go before decluttering it. But I also wanted to use it because I have seen that Becca has had a lot of sales on the website, and I believe all of these bronzers were 50% off on the Becca website. So if you were interested in picking any of these up, again, this is in the shade Bronze Bondi, and I also have Capri Coast. I would definitely pick them up now that they're 50% off. Okay, the last few cheek products that I have, let's talk about this one here. This is in Figi / Opal. These are one of the like souffle blushes from Becca, and these are cream products. They are a little bit on the older side, but they still smell like candy. They haven't gone off or gone bad. The consistency hasn't changed, and I know I have seen these a few times on a few websites like Nordstrom Rack or Haute Look and things like that, and I just really like these cream products. I know cream products are coming back in style right now. I know Fenty Beauty recently released some cream products, and a lot of people like cream products in the summertime, so if you see these, I would definitely pick them up. They have the Becca like illuminators swirled into it, so like I said, this one is in Fig / Opal, and I have a couple other one of these. They smell absolutely delicious. They smell like Jolly Ranchers, and I just think they're really good, easy to work with cream products. Then I have this one from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Love Flush Blush in Baby Love. I really like pulling this one in because it is a really nice neutral shade, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. It's just a really good blush, and that product is still currently available. This one here is the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadow in the color Waddles. I should have talked about this when we were talking about eyeshadow products, but it's a very unique eyeshadow color. It's not a matte. I believe this one's a satin. Yeah, it's a satin formulation, but this is a really nice one and done eyeshadow. I believe this was part of one of Kathleen Light's all-time favorites eyeshadow. So you can see there, it's this really pretty brownie mauve. It has a little bit of a shift to it. I don't know if you can see that little reflective sheen on there. And it's just a really nice one and done shadow. I go in with like a synthetic brush from Real Techniques that's a little bit chunkier, a little bit densely packed, and I can really pick it up. I can really pick up the product with that, and I just kind of put it all over the lid, just buff out the edges really nicely. I don't even know if I wear an eyeshadow primer with this product, and it's a beautiful one and done eyeshadow. So this is another product that I like to pull in when I just kind of want a quick and easy look to kind of help myself look a little bit more put together. And then the last cheek product that I have here is from Bare Minerals. This is the Golden Gate blush, and I think I'm just going to declutter this blush. It's a nice blush, but honestly, I just don't have the patience for loose blushes like this. It gets too messy. I think I'm just going to declutter it. Really nice formula, but these type of products are just not for me. So let's finish up this video with the lip products that I use over the past couple of weeks. All right, so I have really been into lip glosses recently. So I'm going to pull out all the lip glosses that I've recently been wearing. I only have a few lipsticks. So these are all of the lip glosses that I have recently pulled into my collection. So let's talk about these. These are from MAC. These are their, I can't even remember, their lip intensities or something like that. Every so often they will come out with these. This was from a MAC and Brooke Candy collection in the color Pamela. This still smells absolutely delicious. I have gotten rid of a few MAC products that don't have that vanilla sweet smell to it, so I know it's gone bad, but for some reason this one is absolutely still going strong. It is a beautiful kind of brownie color. I've really been enjoying these like deeper, darker brownie colors, and I pair this either with like the Whirl lip liner or the new lip liner that came out, like the brown one that came out with the MAC Selena collection, and I've just absolutely been loving this color. It is a very high intensity gloss. It's not quite as sticky as the MAC lip glasses, which is why I really enjoy it. But it leaves your skin feeling very juicy, very glossy, obviously. And if you wear a lip liner with this, it's not really going to bleed outside of your lip line. And the color does last for a relatively long time. So I've really enjoyed that MAC formula, and I have a couple other shades in my collection. Another high intensity lip gloss color that I love is these Lorac Alter Ego lip glosses. This is in the shade Free Spirit. This was part of a limited edition collection, but there is a shade very, very similar to this in the permanent collection called Goddess, and I just love this purpley color. I use this purpley color all year round. I especially really love wearing it in the springtime. I don't know why. I just absolutely love that purple color. Again, has a very sweet smell. So if you don't like lip glosses that are a little bit on the thicker side or have that very sweet smell, I would definitely stay away from this one and the MAC one, because they have a very sweet vanilla kind of sugary candy smell. Absolutely love it. This is one of the peach oil lip glosses from Too Faced. It's from their Sweet Peach collection, and I don't really see a shade on here. I think it had a sticker, but the sticker must have come off. So I don't really know what shade this is in, but I really did enjoy this collection. This was a hit or miss collection for a lot of people because it does have that like peach ring, very sweet candy smell to it. But as you can see, it's actually very pigmented. I wouldn't necessarily call it a lip gloss. It definitely is like a hybrid between a lip oil and a lip gloss. It doesn't wear, like the color doesn't wear very, I don't want to say very nicely, but it does fade pretty quickly in my opinion. So if you do want that color to stay, I would definitely recommend wearing like a lip liner on it. And it's not quite as hydrating as a regular lip oil. At first I purchased this because I thought it was going to be like the best of both worlds. Oh, it's a lip oil and a lip gloss, so I'm gonna get the hydration that I want without that drying effect of like a matte lipstick. But I don't think it's a really good lip oil, and I also don't think it's a very good lip gloss. So all in all, the only reason I really like this is because of the color, even though it does wear away, and because of that peach smell. Honestly, if it didn't have that peach smell, I would get rid of this product because it's like I said, it's not a very good lip product in my opinion. It doesn't quite deliver. So then I have these two from Marc Jacobs. I know these I know Marc Jacobs recently came out with a few new shades for Pride Month. These are one of their, like, oh, what are these called? They're hydrating lip gloss sticks. And that's exactly what it is. It's like a lip balm type of consistency, so it's not liquidy like a traditional lip gloss, but it wears like a traditional lip gloss. But I would definitely call it more of a lip balm, and it does have some really nice pigmentation. This one is in the shade Honey, and then I have another one. I got both of these as in part of like a PR from influencer. This one is in the shade Sweet Escape. But I have worn both of these and I really do like the way they wear. I think it has really good pigmentation. If you're willing to pay for a Marc Jacobs lip product, I would definitely pick up their traditional lip glosses like this one here. This was a part of a mini set. You can see how worn it is. This is one of the ones that I keep in my little makeup bags, and I just really love the Marc Jacobs lip glosses. They are a little bit on the thick side, like the matte glosses. They have kind of like a minty scent to them. They have a really nice range. The color, I don't know. I've seen a few that have like really strong pigmentation because, like I said, I got like a mini set of these that have a really high pigmentation. And then there's some that are a little bit on the sheer side, but I haven't really been able to distinguish based on like the name, or there's nothing to identify them that says like, you know, this one's a little bit more sheer, this one's definitely more pigmented. But I prefer the formula to just the traditional lip glosses to these like, I don't know, lip gloss sticks that Marc Jacobs says. I think the lip glosses are definitely worth it. And then I have this from Too Faced. This is part of their Tutti Frutti collection. I believe this is like an Ulta exclusive collection maybe. And this is called Grin and Bear It. And this is just a really nice lip gloss formula. It has a very sweet candy smell to it. But as you can see, the pigmentation is absolutely on point. The formula is really nice. It wears for a really long time. If you apply a lip liner to it, it's going to help that color from kind of moving around. The scent is really nice, and I see these go on sale all the time. So those are kind of the more lip glossy products that I use. And then I have this here. This is the Lancome matte shakers. I had the juicy shakers, and those are okay. Those are supposed to be kind of like lip oils. They're supposed to be a little bit more nourishing. I wouldn't recommend purchasing those. But if you are interested in kind of like a lip tint type of product that has kind of like a satin, I wouldn't necessarily call these fully matte, I would definitely recommend these. This color here is in Nude Devotion. I just really like this product. So again, you kind of want to open up the cap just a little bit, shake it so that the tip becomes saturated, and then apply your product. So as you can see, it's pretty pigmented. I always wear a lip liner with this product here, and in a little bit it will dry down to kind of like a satiny matte finish. It is extremely comfortable. I wouldn't necessarily say long wearing, but if you are into comfortable lipsticks that you don't mind reapplying every so often, it's pretty easy to reapply this product. And it kind of leaves a little bit of a tint on your lips as well. I would definitely look into these. I really like them. And let's talk about these. I'll talk about this one. This is from Colourpop in the shade Dreamy. My ultimate favorite formula from Colourpop is their Ultra Satin Lips. It's kind of the best of everything. So it is a liquid lipstick that dries down to a satin finish. It doesn't have that really drying, like matte formulation to it, but it's also not glossy, so it's not going to move around on you. They're extremely pigmented, but also like really comfortable formula. So I would definitely recommend, out of all of the products that I've tried from Colourpop, all the lip products that I've tried, I would definitely look into the Ultra Satin Lips. And then I picked these up from Too Faced. These are their, what was this collection called? this was like a nude collection from Too Faced. It has a whole bunch of nude colors, and I have really been into these brownie colors. So this is in the shade Girl Code, and I just really love this brownie color. I don't know why this like 90s brown color has been making its way back into my life. And this collection from Too Faced, I picked this up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. It's a very creamy, a little bit of a glossy formula. It doesn't really dry down to like a satin finish. I would definitely say that it stays a little bit shiny. And one of the things I kind of appreciate about this formula from Too Faced is it doesn't have a scent to it. So it doesn't have a vanilla scent to it. It doesn't have like a fruity scent to it. So I know a lot of people don't like scents in products, and this is one of them. I don't mind them. I like scents in products, but I'm also always on the hunt for a nice product that doesn't have like a vanilla scent to it, because then I can recommend it to some friends that are looking for a product that don't have any scent to them. And I would definitely say that this nude collection is really nice. It has a lot of light nudes, it has a lot of dark nudes, and this color has just been ideal for me. So I've really been loving that entire Too Faced nude collection, but this color in particular, I've just been loving it. I know it's more of a fall color, but I've honestly been wearing this color all the time. So then I want to talk about one of my all-time favorite lipstick formulas is the NARS Audacious lipsticks. I 100% think that this lipstick formula is worth it. This is in the shade Barbara. This is one of my favorite shades. It's just a really nice peachy pink color, perfect for all year round in my opinion, but I really do like pulling this in the springtime and in the summertime. It's just a really nice shade. This is a one swipe type of lipstick. Yes, they're very expensive, but they last on the lips all day. They're not going to dry your lips out. They have this really nice like satin finish to them. You can put a lip gloss on top if you want to, and it's just a really nice formula. So yeah, that's it. That's everything that I have to share with you guys. All of the products that I have recently been using. Some of them I've been loving, some of them not so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of my mini review on some of these products. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, or if you at least found this video interesting. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not quite sure what my upload schedule is going to be like over the next couple of weeks, but you know, I'll try to at least put up 1 or 2 videos a week for you guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.